hello fans of the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Orbis, it is me here, Legit Games UK, here with a little video about what are the specs and what people would like for the Orbis. So I've got a mix of what people think / like and pretty much confirmed leaks here to give you. So if we look at Tech Radar on their website, they have a nice little bit about it. And it's talking about the graphics, CPU, and apparently it's going to have a 64-bit CPU, is what it's going to have, and a 28nm AMD Southern Islands graphics power, which, you know, I'm getting into tech, which not even some techie people know. I'm not even sure. And one of the most important features that people are looking at is backwards compatibility. When the original PS3 was first shipped, it contained a chip which gave it the ability to play PS2 games. But, you know, apparently the current rumour is that the PS4 will ignore this and it will not play PS3 or PS2. So, you know, it's worth keeping your PS3 console. So what are the features that some people would most like to see? So what people dream about is kind of, you know, a touchscreen, a touchscreen controller. But what I think is, no, scrap that idea. Use the PS Vita as a fully optional controller. So if you have it, amazing. If you don't, not necessary. Don't make the price of a controller go up by like £50 like the Wii U. It's really not worth it. And also, if we go back to the specs, I'll put this in the link. There's a website called VGleeks, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they've got pretty much all of the specs laid out on here. I'm going to put some of them down the side of the screen, and just some of them now. So we have the Orbis, as it's going to be called. Apparently contains 8 Jaguar cores at 1.6 GHz, arranged as 2 clusters. Each cluster contains 4 cores and a shared 2 MBL2 cache. 256-bit SIMD operations, not sure what that stands for. And apparently the GPU is based on AMD's R10X or XX, the Southern Islands architecture. And it's going to have dual shaders or shader engines, 18 texture units, and 8 render backends. It's going to have 4 gigs of RAM, 3.5 is estimated to be given to the game, 0.5 is recommended to be given for the background tasks. It's going to remain its high-speed Blu-ray drive, which obviously everyone pretty much wants and expects. And it's going to have 1 gigabit of Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Peripherals, an evolved DualShock controller. So, evolved, no idea what that stands for. A dual camera, and the Move controller will be compatible again by the looks of it. And, you know, if we keep scrolling down, we can see that there's pictures. What is it? There was a picture of a controller on another website which I found, which I'll put on the screen right now. This is what I think the controller should look like. You know, pretty good. I'm not going to talk about it because it's probably not going to be correct. So, also, if we go... Where's this website? If we go to the PS4 release date, apparently it's wanted, or they want to, ship it out in February, or the 20th of February event, which, as far as I'm aware, is going to be E3, isn't it? So yeah, they reckon it's going to be at E3 because also the Xbox 720 is going to be out at E3, but they have also teased us with the next generation console with a picture, apparently, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be given, you know, to be given for people to look at and developers to have a go at. So that's obviously going to be at the PlayStation kind of like stall this year. So now what I'd like to talk about, or what I'd like to do, is give you guys some questions about this subject. So for the end of the gameplay, I'm going to give you some questions to answer. When do you reckon the PS3 or PS4 will be released? That's my main question. What will the controller be? Backwards compatibility and the used games, will you be able to buy used games for it? Is that going to work? And game sharing? And what do you think the specs are going to be? Don't go into crazy stuff like I read out, but do you think it's going to have 4 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM? Because there's talks of the Xbox apparently having 8, which I find mental. And that would be the king of all consoles if it did. But, you know, to keep the price, and, you know, to keep the price efficient, and, you know, keep it in the same league as the PS3. Because there's no need for 8 gigs of RAM, even with a game like this. Because computers, they're always running background tasks. That's why 4 gigs sometimes doesn't crack, you know, crack the nutshell. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to let you watch the end of the gameplay. And please think about those questions. Goodbye.